Hey guys, it's Drew. So, on this channel, I talk mostly about music, art, and life. And I also do a lot of complaining, which I don't really like to do, actually. So, today I'm going to talk about something like actually good and something that I actually enjoyed. So, the past 2 weeks, I've just kind of been decompressing from like a lot of stress in my life. So, basically, I had this show like 2 weeks ago, and it was a good show. I played well and it was fun. But when doing shows as a musician, it can just be a lot. So over the past like week, and I'm gonna continue it through this week, I've just been relaxing, doing what I can. I've been going to work and all that, but like just doing what I can to mentally recharge, I guess. So just a couple days ago, I ended up watching Nosferatu, like the original was it 1922 version? 1922? That can't be right. Yeah, 1922. This movie is over 100 years old. So it is a silent film, right? And, well, I'm just going to say right now, I really like the movie. I should put up the poster for the thumbnail and a thumbs up, or just make a face like this. But, anyways, right? A horror film that is like a silent film, that idea is just so novel to me 100 years later. And this is the part where I think about things too much, but in this current day, the information age, as we would maybe call it, I feel like we people are conditioned to know everything, what's going on at all times, and not knowing something tends to freak us out. Now, as it relates to the movie, I would say that the actors give a solid performance into, being expressive and letting us know as watchers what's going on in their heads maybe. But there's no sound other than the rather amazing orchestral soundtrack going on in the background. There's no other sound though. So there are times in the movie where you don't quite know what's going on. But honestly, if anything, it just makes you pay attention more and try to put the context clues together into, seeing what's going on. Kind of on that note too, like you have to kind of humble yourself as a audience member to be like, yeah, this film was made like 1,000. I was gonna say 1,000, 100 years ago, but it might as well have been 1,000 years ago, just because this kind of film would never be made today. I was gonna say like maybe at the highest level, but I doubt like anyone's making silent films. I hope maybe they are, because it is cool. And you know what? Probably statistically speaking, there's probably someone in the world making silent films. But anyways, I thought this movie was so interesting in its, I guess the word would be medium, right? Silent film. That's just so interesting. I've never, that's my first silent film I've ever seen, actually. And after this, I probably would want to see more. Just like I contrasted, like, the information age to, like, not really knowing what's going on in the movie sometimes, I'm gonna contrast the silent film to whatever modern content that I observe now. So I don't know, I don't think this was the intention when the creators of Nosferatu were making the movie way back when, but the movie Nosferatu, it respects the audience a lot more than the crap I see on like Netflix now. I was gonna say it's literally not afraid to just have things sit in the moment, but I mean that was a technological limitation. So again, that's why I say maybe it wasn't intentional by the creators of the movie to have it be that way. But the fact is, like in this current context, this current time that we live in, that kind of movie is very respectful, and it says the audience has patience, and it's kind of refreshing actually in a weird way. I feel like I'm like stumbling over my words because this is kind of hard to explain because that idea, like I keep on saying, is so different than what we expect now, especially with short form content. But even movies on Netflix I've seen recently, like not under my own free will or anything. They've just been on when like my family, extended family comes over or whatever. And it's just like this is not as fun. This is kind of boring actually. Compared to Nosferatu, like when he first comes on screen, like without his hat on, and you can like see his pointy ears and his like messed up teeth, that is like actually unsettling. And again, like, you kind of have to, like, maybe have the mindset of someone in the 1920s, like, seeing that a little bit. Because, obviously modern filmmaking is just objectively more technologically advanced. And objectively more unsettling images can be created. But if you can do that, put your brain back 100 years, like, that is messed up. That is unsettling. And it's amazing, actually. I understand that it kind of sounds like I'm saying old thing good, new thing bad. But I guess what I mean is it's really just different. You can't really, in my opinion, compare silent films to modern films. Just, I feel they're different mediums. But it is, like I said, just different. And I really like that. So, if you enjoy movies, if you like horror, or even if you just like art and music, the soundtrack is really good. It's an orchestral soundtrack. But I would recommend watching Nosferatu because it might just heal your brain rot. Alright, I'm out of here. Peace.